Welcome to The Lion Within Us, a podcast serving Christian men who are hungry to be the leaders God intends you to be. I'm your host, Chris Granger. Let's jump in. All right, guys, it's your fun Friday episode. I'm excited to be here with you. Let's get right into it. So let's look at our scripture of the week this week, okay? Because we've been in the book of Galatians. We looked at the second chapter, the 20th verse, so 2:20. Because I've been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I live in the body, I live in faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Whew, that's some get up and going scripture right there, guys. So hopefully that encourages you, that inspires you. Go back and listen to the spiritual kickoff episode if you missed it, because we really unpacked that at length to try to give you some insight on how you can be the leader God calls you to be and release that potential. And speaking about that potential, guys, what a fun conversation with Pastor Troy Grambling this week. Absolutely love meeting him. Good old boy from Arkansas, moved to Florida. He's out there. He is doing what God's called him to do. He's been the head senior pastor at Potential Church for over 20 years. I think he said 24 years where he's been there. He even told me after we recorded that he works with his he has two sons and a daughter. They're on the ministry team, so he's working with them. So just an incredible story. What an impact he is making, and hopefully you guys get a chance to check it out. All the things that he's doing, and that conversation was just chock full. I mean, when he really started, we spent a lot of time talking about that self-discovery and understanding the steps for self-discovery and learning and listening and looking around and listing the items out that you're struggling with. And so much of that stuff, guys, is hard because it takes a high level of humility to recognize, you know what, we got things we need to work on. We just do. But you need to remember one thing. What I remember so much about Moses is, you know, he talks about, hey, God, I can't do this. I can't do this. Here's the reasons why I can't do this. And it's like, God's, he's trying to justify to God why he can't do what God's calling him to do, but based off of what he felt like are inadequacies. And what we need to remember, what Moses, what I learned the most from is, you know what? God put those there in him. God made him where he wasn't a good speaker. And he stuttered and he stammered. You think God didn't know that when he knit Moses together? No, he knew it. The difference is he's hoping that we, just like Moses, recognize we need to die to self and we need to turn to him. And when we turn to him, he's going to use everything for his good, for his glory. And it's such a powerful reminder for us. You don't have to have it all together. You don't have to have everything laid out. You just have to be willing to be obedient, listen, and take the action that God's called you to do. And I think Pastor Troy did a phenomenal job with this book, unpacking, you know, what does that self-discovery look like? Recognize that challenges do come in life. If you're thinking you're going to go through this life without any challenges, you're just mistaken. The evil one's got you where he wants you. Quite frankly, I can't help you. If you think that you're going to go through this life and it's going to be cupcakes and rainbows and butterflies, man, you're living in delusional. Right? No, the evil one is out there to try to steal, kill, and destroy you. We need to recognize that. So, okay, so once we recognize that to be true, we can take action to combat that head on. You do that by listening to God, like Pastor Troy talked about, understanding challenges do come, and they take steps of obedience moving forward. And you're also going to need community. That's the last thing he talked about was community, the importance of community. And I'm telling you, if you surround yourself with the wrong people, they will pull you further and further away from God. And eventually you won't be able to hear God's voice. However, if you choose to surround yourself with people who are drawing you closer to God, who are pulling you with them along the journey, and you're at the same time, you're pulling them with them on your journey, pursuing Christ, wonderful things are going to happen. They just are. Is it going to be easy? Absolutely not. Anybody who tells you that, they're lying. They missed it. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be better. You're going to have people around you that are helping you advance in your walk as a believer. So if you're listening to my voice here on this Fun Friday episode, I'm telling you, do not try to do this alone. The potential that is within you right now, God put that potential there. He's there. Are you going to waste it? Or are you going to get up today, put it to work, and use it for good? That's my encouragement to you. All right. So now go back and listen to that episode with Pastor Troy. I'm telling you, you're not going to miss it. And look, watch on YouTube. Look at the tattoos my man's got. I mean, his tattoos are impressive. All right. So let's get into our tips of the week, guys. We always do this on the Fun Friday episodes of The Lion Within Us. We do a health, wealth, and a self tip. For you new listeners out there, the health tip is all about having a stronger mind. and body. You got to have those things in order to do what God's called us to do. The wealth tip is being a good steward of our finances and our careers, because if we make dumpster fire decisions there, let's just face it, we're not going to be able to do what God's called us to do. And a self tip is how can we improve being the husbands and fathers that God has called us to be? All right. So our health tip for this week, fellas, is a digital detox day. I've talked about this for a month before, where we try to do like a digital detox month where you pick maybe an app and you detox from that. But here I want to focus on one day. Dedicate one day, okay? Maybe it's once a week, or maybe just try it out and see how you can completely disconnect from digital devices. Okay, now for what I had my time off back in July of this year, I just took a week and we didn't do a daily SKO. I didn't check in on community. It really was a detox. You know what? It was probably one of the best things I've ever done. Just my phone wasn't connected to me. I could actually just focus and do stuff outside. That's how I did it. I just had to go outside because I found myself sitting in my office. You know what? Next thing you know, you're gonna be back down the rabbit trail, and you're gonna be right where you were to start with. So you may have to change your environment. But that digital detox, man, that could be such a big item for you. And if you don't want to just jump in and do a week or anything like that, just start with a day. Maybe start with a few hours. All right, can I go from lunch to bedtime without looking at Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or whatever it is? What can I do? Just challenge yourself and see, can you make it? And then if you can, the next week, the next time it rolls around, increase it. Okay, now can I go from breakfast to bed? The next thing you know, you'll be able to move that line further and further and further down the field as you see yourself improving. And this is a way that you detox your brain. I'm telling you, your mind and what we put in it. We know we can't be conformed to this world, fellas. We have to be transformed by renewing our mind. And you renew your mind by getting off the junk. I'm telling you, that is one way that even when it's tripping us up, we have to be diligent. We have to be purposeful to make sure we take that step to detox. All right. Now for the wealth tip, think about this for a second. A skill Sabbath. I know this got weird, but seriously, once a week, spend 1 hour, 60 minutes, learning a new skill or improving an existing one that's going to help your career. Okay. This is a way that you can talk about the potential we talked about this week, an investment and the talent God has put inside of you. Because if you don't start sharpening that sword, you just leave the sword in the sheath, it's never going to get sharper. You got to pull that thing out. You got to use it. And then as you use it, it's going to get dull. You have to keep sharpening it over and over and over. This is training. This is taking intentional steps to make sure that you take that time once a week to prioritize your skill set. And your skills matter. And don't let, for instance, anyone ever tell you that you're not good enough. That's a lie right there. No. But there are areas that each and every single one of us need to make sure that we're growing. Because if you're not learning and growing, you're going backwards. You really are. Find new software, find new tools and tricks and things that you want to learn, or pick a skill like woodworking or metalworking or mechanic work and challenge yourself. If you've never changed oil in a car, make that your challenge. All right, I want to know how to change oil. All right, here you go. And then go learn it. And then here's the next step. Actually do it. All right, so there's your wealth tip. Do that skill Sabbath and lean in and grow. Now for the self tip, this is going to be more of an all-encompassing family thing, but a dad's day of service. Okay, so once a month, plan a service project with your kids. That's it. Maybe you're picking up trash. Maybe you're going to clean up someone's yard. Maybe you're actually just going to serve together at the church, or whatever it may be. But the whole point is you want to teach your children when they're young, when they're formidable of age, the value of serving others. Okay. An attitude of service is so critical as we try to grow to be the leaders that God has called us to be. Because if you're trying to have an attitude of power, that's not going to win the day. Now, it may get you a role, but I guarantee you're not going to have many people that want to willingly follow you. That attitude of service, and that starts as a father showing your children what that looks like. This doesn't mean you cut a check and put it in the plate and on the memo line you put missions. No, that means you get your butt out there and you do the work. And I'm sorry, but somebody listening right now needs to hear that. No, you can't outsource this crap. You need to actually do it yourself. You need to go out there, put the hammer in your hand, right? Put the rake in your hand, whatever it needs to be. Get on a lawnmower, and do the work. And it's so, there's nothing that's going to fulfill you or give you joy like serving others. I'm telling you, there's just something out, and you think that other people get the blessing, but every time it's you who gets the blessing. Show that to your children. If you don't have kids at home or you've passed that point in life, show that to other kids. This is where mentorship comes in. Teach them the act of service. All right, guys, so there are your 3 tips. You got the digital detox, you got the skill Sabbath, you got the day's data service. Lean into each and every one of those, okay? Now, the book of the week this week, surprise, surprise, we got potential right here. The uncontainable power of God within you. This is a great book. Pastor Troy Grambling out there, fellas. I'm telling you, he does just a wonderful job. I really enjoy working with Pastor Troy. Go pick up a copy of the book. He said all the proceeds are going to areas of their ministry as where they're helping to grow potentially the kids ministry and the youth ministry, because that's where so much potential lies right now, and we need to be making that investments in them. So it's a short read. It's not very. It's a book, fellas. Maybe 150, 60 pages out here. I guarantee you guys, you're going to find some tips in this book that's going to help you grow to be the leader God's calls you to be. All right. Now let's get to our dad jokes, fellas. Got 2 dad jokes for you this week. Dad joke number 1. Who was the funniest guy in the Bible? I think it's probably Samson, because he brought the house down. That's number 1, fellas. Number 2, I went to the doctor, and he said I had a peekaboo virus. He sent me straight to the ICU. So, I think they're both pretty good this week, personally. Let me know which one you like best. It says right here, who was the funniest guy in the Bible? That'd be Samson, because he brought the house down. And I went to the doctor. He said I had the peekaboo virus. He sent me straight to the ICU. So let me know if you have smaller kids, that second one should definitely hit home. If you have teenagers, maybe that Samson one will get a good eye roll. And you remember, both of those totally count when it comes to dad jokes. And if you have a dad joke that you want us to use, support at thelinewithin.us. Send your dad joke in. We'll give you a shout out on the show as well. Hook you up with some free swag just for helping us out. How about that? All right. So now the question of the week this week is have you surrendered fully to God's control in your life? Now that's hard. I'm here to tell you that's a hard concept to think about, it fully surrendering to anything. We're guys. We don't want to surrender anything, right? I'm telling you, once you surrender to God, things change. Things are going to change. You'll start seeing the world differently. So that's my prayer, that as you move forward, as you think about surrendering, think about rather than think about surrendering, think about what you need to surrender, right? If you've already surrendered some things, great. But what's out there that's in the hopper that you haven't fully given up yet? That little thing that you maybe you're keeping in the dark. That's just, I got that. Don't worry about that. I got this, God. That's the item. I'm telling you, that's the item you need to lean in and give up. And just turn it over to the Lord. All right. So, fellas, hopefully you enjoyed this Fun Friday. It's our encouragement with the Fun Friday episodes, just to give you a little bit of encouragement going into your weekend. Obviously, get you a few dad jokes, give you some tips, just the things to think about to grow to be the leader that God has called you to be. And I just enjoy doing them. I really do. Hopefully, you guys enjoy them. Sometimes the feedback can be hit or miss on what you guys think of the Fun Friday. I'd love to get your feedback at some point. I'd love to hear from you. You can always email me at chris@thelinewithin.us. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me directly. I try to respond to every email. I want to be responsive. I want to be there. I want to be intentional about connecting, particularly with the listeners out there, okay? So thelinewithin.us is where you go to the website. Find all the resources we're putting together. We have devotionals out on YouVersion that we put out all the time. All our devos are out there. And then we have tons and tons and tons of ways to connect and engage with us, primarily within our community. Really encourage you guys to check out the community at The Line Within Us. We have built this online platform. It is incredible the way these guys are coming together. They're growing. We have discipleship masterminds. We have daily spiritual kickoff. We have dad jokes. We have all sorts of fun ways that we connect. Our Lion Lunch each week, our Bible studies each week. I'm telling you, fellas, it's pretty incredible the things that we're able to build, put together. Not because we've done anything special, but it's because God has shown it to us. He's revealed it to us, and we're taking those steps of obedience. So check it out, thelinewithin.us. Start your community access today. We do a whole month for free because I just want you guys to check it out and see what it's like. No strings attached whatsoever. If you don't like it, bounce out. All good. No harm, no foul. So hope you guys get a chance to check that out. Again, it's thelinewithin.us is the website, and different ways to connect with us, as well as our discipleship journey, all the fun ways we have, all these neat badges within the discipleship journey to help these guys challenge themselves, and move the ball down the field. All right. So guys, come back next week. Thank you again so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed this week's episodes. And remember, if you have that potential is within you, you just got to lean in. You got to tap in. You got to ask God, what are you going to do? Then you have to take that step of obedience to move forward. All right. So have a great day. Get after. Have a great weekend and keep unleashing the lion within. House cats, go ahead and skip this message. This is for the lions, because we know that the evil one is coming at you daily, trying to steal, kill, and destroy everything in your life. We recognize that you try to face each day with strength, determination, and purpose. But even the strongest need a brotherhood behind them. At The Lion Within Us, we created an online Christians men community where we can grow, connect, and strengthen your walk with God. It's more than just a community. It truly is a brotherhood. Be warned, this is not for the faint-hearted. This is where you push your limits, growing stronger in your faith and rising above the ordinary. Here, we challenge you to become the leader God intends you to be. The time to act is now, and your 30-day free trial is waiting. No excuses, no delays. It's time to step up and join the community. Head over to thelionwithin.us. That's thelionwithin.us to get started today.